Hello, how are y'all doing? This is Evan Rogers with Evan's Easy Japanese. Check it out, it's exciting. Whoa! Once again, it's a free online tool to learn Japanese through the excitement of fantasy games, etc., etc., and just goofiness. Coming at you with lesson 5. This is me going over the examples and the practice that I gave you on my website. The basics, lesson 5, and this lesson, lesson 5, I introduced some new vocabulary, the word who, weapons and armor, a few new verbs, and the particle no, which shows ownership, no. And let's go ahead and see how this works out. I explained it all in the previous video, in the video above here. However, now I'm going to show you how it's used in action. So, scrolling to examples on lesson 5, here we go. Number 1. これは私の鉛筆です。これは私の鉛筆です。As one way to think of the no particle, I'm trying to look at you. Hey, one way to think of the no particle is it connects two nouns into one noun. So watashi no enpitsu can be translated as the my pencil, like the my pencil. Watashi no shows ownership. Hopefully I don't blind you with my big bald head. Watashi no shows ownership. The thing before no technically owns the thing after no. And it connects the two nouns together to some extent. So, kore wa, this, regarding this, watashi no enpitsu desu. My pencil is. This is my pencil. Hopefully that helps you guys figure things out. Number 2. This is me reading off the website. Number 2. Dare no daisu desu ka? Dare no daisu desu ka? Dare means is a newly introduced word. It means who. Dare no daisu, dice, desu ka? Desu is, ka is a question, so is. Dice is the dice. Is it dice? But then we start off with dare no dice. So we connect dare and dice. Dare owns dice. And hence we have whose dice. Whose dice are these / is this, depending on if it's plural or singular. Once again, Japanese doesn't deal with plurality and singularity too much. A little bit it does, but not here. Dare no dice desu ka? Dare no dice. Whose dice? Desu ka are these. Number 3. Barbarian wa yumi o kaimasu. Actually, I forget the rules. Are barbarians allowed to use bows? I forget. Anyway, Barbarian wa yumi o kaimasu. Kaimasu, the verb, means to buy. Yumi, as I just mentioned earlier, means the bow. The particle o shows the object of the verb, so yumi o kaimasu, buy a bow. And we're introducing the subject now, Barbarian wa. Barbarian wa yumi o kaimasu. The barbarian buys a bow. The barbarian buys a bow. It's a very fun sentence to say. Barbarian buys a bow. Number 4. Nani o mimasu ka? Nani o mimasu ka? This is still sort of it's called the habitual tense, and or the simple tense. It means it happens in the future or it happens regularly. Nani yo, what is the object, is what, this is a statement, what is the object, nani is the object. O mimasu ka, what do you see? That's literally what you're asking. What do you see, or what will you see? Number 5. Watashi no kyarakta wa doruido desu. The verb is. What is it? It's a doruido. It's a druid. And what is a druid? Watashi no kyarakta. Watashi means me. No shows my. Kyarakta means character. Watashi no kyarakta. My character. Wa, regarding my character. Doruido desu. Is a druid. Regarding my character, it's a druid. Alright, number 6. Enpitsu o kaimasu. Should be a fairly basic sentence at this point. Kaimasu, buy. Enpitsu is the object. someone's buying a pencil. I will buy a pencil. I do buy pencils. Something to that effect. Number 7. Here's another no particle. Watashi no kyarakta wa ya o kaimasu. Watashi no kyarakta, my character, wa is the subject. Ya o kaimasu, buys arrows. My character buys arrows / will buy an arrow, depending on oh, I have it translated as bow. I'll have to fix that. Right now, if you're looking at it, it says bow. Ya means arrow. I mistyped that. Glad I caught it. So actually, at this point, when you see this, it'll be fixed. Number 8. Dare wa nani o mimasu ka? Dare wa nani o mimasu ka? This is a sort of a complex question. Dare wa, who, is the subject. Nani o, what, is the object. Excuse me, I just ate dinner. I'm burping a little bit. Ew. Mimasu ka, do you see? So who sees what? Who sees what? Who is the subject? What is the object? And the verb is see, and it's a question. Who sees what? Who's seeing what? Who watches what? I don't know. Alright, number 10. Watashi no computer. Sorry, I said it English style. Watashi no computer desu. Watashi no computer desu. It's my computer. My computer desu. It is my computer. Number 9. Or did I skip number 9? I skipped number 9. Dare no yoroi desu ka? Number 9 is dare no yoroi desu ka? Yoroi means armor. Dare means whose. Dare means who. Dare no means whose. Whose armor is this? Sorry, let's jump past number 10, which I accidentally did. Number 11 is Anata no yoroi o urimasu. Anata no yoroi o urimasu. Urimasu means sell. Anata no yoroi means your armor. Sell your armor. Or I sell your armor. You sell your armor. So somebody is selling the armor. We're not exactly sure. In context, it makes sense, but this is just a sentence out of context. Number 12. Anata no Barbarian wa watashi no bardo o kougeki shimasu. This sentence I tried to throw as many no particles as would make sense with the grammar we've learned. Anata no Barbarian. So we're talking about a barbarian. Which barbarian? Anata no Barbarian. Your barbarian. Wa watashi no bardo, my bard, o kougeki shimasu, attacks. Is the bard attacking the barbarian, or is the barbarian attacking the bard? Well, because wa comes after barbarian, your bard is attacking my... your barbarian is attacking my bard. Sorry, I'm doing this off the top of my head. Watashi no bardo o kougeki shimasu. So my bard is the target. Number 13. We'll leave this to be the last one. The rest are pretty much the same pattern. So number 13. Rogu wa kougeki shimasu. Oh, that's the sentence right there. Rogu wa kougeki shimasu. The rogue attacks. Next is tanken o tsukaimasu. Tanken o tsukaimasu. See how we established the subject in the first sentence? Rogu wa kougeki shimasu. And then in the second sentence, we don't have a subject. Tanken o tsukaimasu. Probably the same subject. It's using a dagger. The rogue is using a dagger. My rogue attacks, or the rogue attacks. We don't know exactly which one. The rogue attacks. It uses a dagger. Boom. Alright, I'm going to skip ahead to practice. You need supplies, it says. Your character comes to town and needs to buy a few things. Or sell some junk you don't need. Excuse me, like I said in the previous episode, I'm coming off a cold, so I'm snorty. And I got a nasally voice. And I got a shiny bald head. Alright, so it says, sell some junk you don't need, buy some stuff you do need. These sentences are completely up to you. What do you want to say? What do you want to sell? What do you want to buy? I just introduced a whole bunch of new vocabulary, so you could say things like, Watashi wa tanken o kaimasu. I buy a dagger. Yoroi o urimasu. I sell my armor. You could say things like, if you really wanted to, you could say things like rogue o kaimasu. I buy a rogue. Sure, why not? Hey, it's all fun. And pizza o kaimasu. Maybe you're a wizard and need to buy a pencil, so you buy a pencil. And pizza o kaimasu. Anything along those lines. those are all acceptable answers, and I'm sure that you can also things. Oh, it also says talk about things you see. So I don't know. Bird o mimasu. Bird no ken o kaimasu. I see a bard. I buy the bard's sword. Sort of that. You could say something like I don't know. Sell something to the bard. We haven't encountered how to say to the bard yet, but you could say something like I sell him my book. Hon o urimasu. There you go. Boom. Excitement. Number 2. What weapon will you use to attack the enemies? These are a bunch of sentences that are pretty. I feel like they should be self-explanatory. Anata no character wa rogue desu. Anata no character, your character, what? Rogue desu, is a rogue. Goblin o mimasu. You see a goblin. Your character is a rogue. He sees a goblin. He sees a goblin. Goblin o kougeki shimasu. You attack the goblin. Nani o tsukaimasu ka? What do you use? Unacceptable answer could be something like I don't know, a goblin. What's a good? You don't want to get near a goblin. They're weird. So you shoot an arrow at it. You could say yumi o tsukaimasu. Or ya o tsukaimasu. I use arrows. Whatever you want to say. The rest of the questions follow the same pattern. Anata no character wa Barbarian desu. Your character is a barbarian. Gai kotsu o mimasu. You see a skeleton. Gai kotsu o kougeki shimasu. You attack the skeleton. Nani o tsukaimasu ka? What do you use? In my own opinion, I'd use a mace. Tsuchihoku o tsukaimasu. Anyway, those are just some examples. Number 3, section 3. You are the game/dungeon master. Say every sentence below. Woo, doggies! Not the ones in the parentheses. Player characters are a sorcerer, a druid, a fighter, and a cleric. Just so you have some ideas. You see a goblin. How would you say that in Japanese? You see a goblin. You don't really need the you in the sentence, but let's use it anyway. Anata wa goblin o mimasu. You see a goblin. And then the next sentence is you see a zombie. Rinse and repeat. Zombie o mimasu. You see a skeleton. How do you say you see a skeleton? If the last sentence was zombie o mimasu, you see a skeleton should be gai kotsu o mimasu. Obviously I don't know if you're saying it properly, but hopefully you are. So that's basically the first line. The next line is asking who attacks what. Dare ga goblin no kougeki shimasu ka? Who attacks the zombie? Dare ga or wa? Dare wa zombie o kougeki shimasu ka? I forget if I've introduced the ga particle yet, but ga and wa can be used similarly. If I haven't introduced it yet, then sorry, I've been screwing up by saying ga on accident. Then the last line here, what does the sorcerer use? What does the druid use? What does the fighter use? What does the cleric use? Let's do the first few of those. What does the sorcerer use? So the subject is the sorcerer. Sousara wa. What does she use? Nani o, the verb for use is tsukaimasu. It's a question. Ka? Sousara wa nani o tsukaimasu ka? What does the druid use? So once again, druid is the subject. Doruido wa. What does he use? Nani yo. The verb is use. Tsukaimasu. It's a question. Ka? Doruido wa nani yo tsukaimasu ka? Rinse and repeat for the last two. Number 4, answer your questions. These answers should be very similar to the ones that were up in section 2. So things like you see. So you don't need to answer you see a zombie. That's not really a question. But sentences like who attacks the goblin? Who attacks the goblin? The sorcerer, druid, fighter, and cleric. Goblin seems like a druid or a fighter thing to attack. So fighter wa goblin no kougeki shimasu. Answer the questions similarly to 2 and to section number 2. Should be money in the bank. Have a great day, guys. I'll try to put up some more videos this weekend. Sorry I was so sick. Hopefully, thanks for sticking with me. Have a marvelous day.